Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would talk about new makeup releases. Makeup has been releasing every single week, and honestly, as a consumer and obviously a YouTuber, I am like overwhelmed. So I thought today I would just talk about what has been released, what I'm interested in, and yeah. If you like to see what I'm talking about, then keep on watching.
If I leave you, make thunder fire, thunder fire. Baba show me why. I've been lying,
Okay, so before I start, I've done this before on my blog. I saw it on Trend Mood and Will I Get It? And I kind of did that the first time around. A lot of people loved it, so I'm not writing it, but I am going to film it for you guys. So let's get started. So the first thing I saw, literally everybody saw, was this new Morphe Bronze collection for the summertime, because spring is coming, summer is coming. For people who live in like LA, people who live in LA, like Florida, they already like, feel the summer there. People who live in Canada, we're still loving us some winter. So this collection is just perfect because it comes right before spring to get everybody excited. So the thing that intrigued me the most in the Morphe Bronze collection was obviously the palette, the 35G Bronze Goals Artistry palette, which is $31 for us Canadians and like $25 US for my US watchers. So when you first look at the palette, you see so many colors. You see bronze, you see greens, you see cranberries. There's like a few dark browns, like a sparkly kind of black. And you're initially just like, wow, that palette is gorgeous. But then you sit back and you think, do I have palettes already that look like that? You probably do, and I think a lot of us probably have like multiple palettes with these colors in it that are just spread out. So you're almost like, do I really need to buy this palette? You don't have to. It's the palette, I'm looking at the photo. The palette contains mostly shimmers. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mattes in there, and the rest of the palette is shimmers. So that kind of tells you like this is mainly like, shimmer palette with a little bit of transition colors. There is transition colors for diverse tones of skin tones. I can see my transition color in there. I see 2. I see one I can deepen with. There's a black. There's nothing wrong with what is in the palette, but it's just that, do we need another one? So Morphe describes it as a tantalizing mix of shimmery coppers, matte browns, and glistening golds. This palette is totes goals. The finish is metallic, shimmer, and matte, like I said before. So honestly, I think for me, it's a maybe. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, ooh, maybe I want it. The packaging is very different from Morphe. It's very similar to the Jaclyn Hill palette, whereas in the cardboard is gold with red writing on it. So I would say that this, for me, is a maybe. So let's move on to the next one. So the next thing that has been released here is the Anastasia Brow Gel. And I've seen videos of this all over my Instagram, like from her putting it out like it's coming, from people using it, and now it's in Sephora here in Canada and other retailers. I'm super excited to try this out. Anastasia hasn't came out with a brow product in the last like 3 years. I think the last product she came out with was the brow definer, and we were like, oh my god, like that's crazy. So for her to come out with the gel with the same formula as our dip brow, and if anybody knows, the dip brow is my shit. Like, it's really my shit. It's the brow product I use every single day. I'm trying to go for more natural brow, so I'm super excited to try out this gel, because honestly, if I can fill in my brows using the gel, still get the same beautiful coverage and natural looking brow that I get with my dip brow, then I'm all good. I am all good. It is described as a highly pigmented brow gel with a long-lasting, waterproof formula, creating fuller looking brows, defined brows, like the DIPBROW pomade in a gel form. So again, just taking the DIPBROW gel formula and just putting it into a tube for you to brush it through your brows. This is definitely a purchase for me. It is a yes because it's already in my basket at Sephora. So I'm ready to actually try this out. Okay, so the next thing is from ABH. I'm going to be talking about 3 ABH releases. Is the Riviera eyeshadow palette. Oh, okay. So when I saw this palette on Trend Mood, I was literally like just scrolling. And then I saw it and I was like, whoa. I'm like, Anastasia's doing color? What? I have 3 Anastasia palettes, so they're all pretty neutral. I only think the palette that had a little bit of color was the Subculture palette. So this palette, literally when you first look at it, what screams at me is the Bahamas, the pink shade. It just screams at you in cans. Like a bright purple and a bright pink. Never heard of her, Anastasia. Like, she's more like neutral, glam, like, you know, very soft colors. So this palette is very different from Anastasia. I think the last time they did a colorful palette was a collab with like a makeup artist like a few years ago, and that was the last time we saw color in a palette from Anastasia. So this is really intriguing. I've watched some reviews already on this and people are forming their opinion. Again, I watched them, but I want to get the product in my hands, feel it, touch it, test it out for myself. So I am going to be getting this palette. I literally first saw it, I was like, this palette is coming into my collection. That means I'll have 4 of the 6 Anastasia palettes that came out. I don't have Nervina and I don't have Prism, and that's fine. I can live with that. I'll try to collect everything, but Nervina is not my type of stuff. So this is $59, so it's a little bit more expensive than our regular Anastasia palettes. So this is a yes for me. Next one. The next one is already released, so you know, we don't have to talk about it too much. And that is the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded Eyeshadow Palette. This palette was supposed to, is replacing the first Naked palette. I don't own any Naked palettes. Initially looking at Naked, like the Naked Reloaded, it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of Sultry by Anastasia, and I don't own that one. But the colors just looks very like, it's a mix of cool tones, warm tones, you know, one pop of color, which is retro, which is kind of like a salmon-y pink. We have some shimmers. The packaging is different. From the reviews I've watched, the top of the packaging is not the tin one like the other ones. The tin one and then like the kind of velvet one, it's more of a fabric. I don't know, for me, this a pass for me. It retails for $55 Canadian. So yeah, next one. The next one I saw, and I was very like, is the Beauty Blender, the Leveler Pro Minimizing Primer. They came out with, I think, another 2 primers, but I was like, nah. The only one that looked intriguing to me was the Pore Minimizing Primer, because it came in 2 shades. It came in a light medium and a medium deep. A tan deep, sorry. And I was like, okay, so Beauty Blender is coming out with a primer. So I'm a little intrigued, because I'm trying to figure out, like, do I really want to get it? And I haven't tried the Beauty Blender foundation as well. They also released new shades. They added new shades to their collection, so that's good. You know, we learn from our mistakes. Should not be a mistake, but we learn from our mistakes. So this primer is a lightweight, smoother primer that helps reduce the appearance of pores, redness, and uneven texture. So this is not a primer that is made to help with oily skin. And the thing about me for pore minimizing primers, I find that silicone does not work on my skin at all. Like it doesn't work with my skin. There's probably like silicone in the primers I use, but like when it's a high concentrate of silicone in the primer, it just doesn't work for me. I just don't like it. And this one is a high performance silicones glide over the skin and create a humidity proof barrier to minimize shine and lock makeup in place all day and all night wear. So, you know, it's saying that it reduces the appearance of redness, large pores, helps even out texture, helps control oil, helps lock in your makeup. And that's all cool, but does it really work? So for me, this is like a maybe. Like if I get this primer, I have to get the foundation to test out both of them and kind of see, like, you know, test them separately, then wear them together to see how they work. So it would be kind of interesting to see how they both work together. And this one retails for $39, which is not that bad. Not too bad for a primer. But yeah. So the next thing is the Olay Banana Bright Face Primer. Again, this is already released. When I saw this primer, I was like, oh, the Banana Bright. Everybody loves Banana Bright. Banana Bright eye cream is like the best eye cream ever. So this is a vitamin C infused illuminated face primer with banana powder inspired pigments that deliver instant radiance and will improve and extend makeup wear. And this is for normal, dry, combination oily skin. It's to help with dullness, uneven texture, fine lines, wrinkles, and pores. So I'm very intrigued by this primer because it feels like the banana eye cream, which I have a little sample of. It is something that I just want to see. It has vitamin C, so it helps brighten up the skin, you know, helps with uneven texture. And it has banana powder, which also helps brighten up the skin. So overall, this is just a good primer just to make your skin look more even, more bright, more glowy. And are we really gonna complain about that? If you're an oily skin person or a combination skin people, we tend to be able to get away with this. It's just our T-zone, which is our problem, oily skin. You can probably get away with putting this primer all over your face. But, you know, you can put your mattifying primer in, like, your T-zones if your whole face doesn't get too oily. But I think this is a good primer for all skin types. Vitamin C, again, is good for all skin types. Like, it's a skincare makeup hybrid, and it's amazing. It retails for $46. So this is, again, a maybe for me. A maybe. The next thing is Anastasia loose highlighters. So do you guys remember when Anastasia released highlighters? That was a while ago. I kept the silence, you know, like, you know, it was a while ago. And it was kind of thing like a limited edition thing. Like when we first had like our single press highlight. I don't know if they still have it. Because I know in store, I see the Amrezy highlighter. And then we see like the palette highlighter. But they haven't released highlighter for a good minute. We get a lot of like palette highlighters. We don't get a lot of single highlighters from Anastasia. So they came out with 3 new loose highlighters. So Hollywood, which used to be a highlighter individually, which is a metallic gold. And then we have Sunset Aurora, which is a rose gold. And then we have Snowflake, which is a metallic silver. So it is a shimmering loose highlighter powder with highly reflective iridescent pearls that deliver an intense sparkly payoff. This retails for $33. Looking at the swatches on the Sephora website is probably not doing it justice, but it looks like the highlight that is like you can see it's a beam-in highlight. And I think I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but I feel like everybody's past the beam-in highlight and we're more at the like a natural glowy, you know, highlight. Then I think this highlighter is kind of like trying to scratch the little itch that we're all like, okay, but we want natural, but we want like a beaming highlight that like you can see. And it says reflective pearls and like iridescence, and I'm just thinking it is not gonna blend into the skin properly. It's going to sit on our cheeks. Like this was just telling me that if you're describing it as a reflective, it has pearls, it's iridescent, it's not gonna melt into my skin and be a booming highlighter, but it's just going to look really bad, and it might even emphasize texture. That's where I'm thinking this highlighter may go, because I don't know. And the shade for me, honestly, that I would get, it's Sunset Aurora. It's a rose gold. The So Hollywood is a metallic gold, but it just looks too light for my skin. So Sunset. I'm intrigued with this highlighter. I really want to try it out. So it's a yes for me. I just want to try it out. If I do not like it, I will return it. Okay, the highlighter is $33, which is not too, which is a really good price for a loose highlighter. This is like a good price for highlighter. It won't finish too fast, and you have like a lot to look forward to. So yeah. All right, the next one is the Makeup Forever Let's Gold Eye Palette. Okay, so when I first saw this eye palette, I was like, oh my god, this is really nice. It's really cool. I've never tried Makeup Forever eyeshadows. Palette's really nice, you know. I'm seeing our shimmery golds, our shimmery bronzes, our coppers. I'm seeing like a gold kind of green. I see our mattes, but it's not something I'm like drawn to. I just like, oh wow, like it's nice. It has nice shades in it, but it's like a whatever. So Makeup Forever describes this as a buildable shadow formula in 18 earth tone shades with matte, metal, and chrome finishes. So each shade has a different finish, whatever. Besides the finishes, the palette just doesn't call to me. It just, you know, it looks like a basic palette to me. Like it's not calling my name. Maybe I need to see like in like on an eye look or something for me to be intrigued. But right now there's shades that intrigue me, but it's also like maybe not. Like, you know, maybe not for me. So yeah, this is like a pass for me as well. We are almost done. Okay, the next thing that has not been released yet, but we got teasers, is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This primer is supposed to be a hydrating makeup gripping primer formulated with hemp-derived cannabis, seed extract, and blue agave extract for all-day hydration and hold. This primer looks so intriguing to me. Like, I saw this and I was like, hydrating, grip, what? Like, it is like to grip your makeup. I think the thing about this primer that really intrigues me is that it's actually meant to really like grip, hold your makeup in place, but still give you the hydration. Usually when a product is used to grip your makeup, it feels more drying and matte on your skin, but this one is giving you the hydration and the hold all in the same time. So I'm really intrigued. But this primer is very intriguing. It looks it's like a green, like, I don't know, I've never tried anything from Milk Makeup, so I'm interested to try this. So this is a yes for me. Our last item on our new releases of makeup, which has just been released, is the BH Cosmetics X Daisy Marquez palette. So when I first saw this palette, okay, I was like, ooh, Daisy Marquez. I watched her in in Karen's video, I Love Sarai. But her palette, it speaks luxury to you, and you're like, oh, and you see the colors, and you're like, yes. Like, she really obviously thought about her palette. She thought about colors, and like, it just, me looking at it, there's a red, there's a green, there's a purple, there's a yellow, you have your deep purples, cranberries, you have a black, you have a, let me see this, you have like a copper kind of color, you have like a Tiffany kind of blue color, and like, it just you look at it and you're like, wow, like, that is a palette in itself that looks amazing. But this palette is amazing. It looks so nice. And what's very cute about it is the packaging. And I think packaging is always what gets everybody. It is literally a Tiffany's box. It's literally her packaging for her palette. It's a Tiffany's box. And when you open up her palette, you can sit the mirror up. So you have the eyeshadow sitting there and the mirror is like up. That's so genius. And I like that it doesn't have a brush. And this retails for $23. Of course, BH Cosmetics, I believe in the States, is sold at Ulta. So you guys can get it at Ulta. If you're here in Canada, BH Cosmetics website. So yeah. So that palette is a yes for me. The way I was talking about it, you should have felt it in your soul that it was a yes for me. Yeah, so that is all the makeup products that has been released so far. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and hit the notification bell to know that you're going to be notified whenever I post. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!